Greetings, Collectamaniacs! So a bit of housekeeping first on Zak Wylde Productions. You've probably been wondering on the Zak and Buzz review where on earth the physical media showcase segment has gone, and I've decided to migrate that to this Collectamaniacs section of the channel. So stay tuned for the May Physical Media Showcase. So in this showcase I've got quite a few titles to get through. I've got a lot of deals off of CEX, Amazon, online, all these different places, and I want to tell you why I got them and why I'm adding them into my collection. So first up we have a trifecta from 88 Films, and that is The Spiritual Boxer, The Human Goddess, and Come Drink With Me. So these are all classic martial arts titles that I've obviously been collecting of the 88 Films Asia collection. Now, as you know, I'm excruciatingly close to finishing off this particular line of the 88 Films collection, and honestly I got these at a really good price. I'm really glad that the Human Goddess came with a slipcover because I know that's limited edition. But what I will say is, as of time of recording, they seem to have released a new line of them, continuing the 36 title run, and I don't quite know how many they're gonna go for now, which is really interesting, which is kind of annoying because I thought I was going to complete this collection, but I'm excited to see what they release because I wasn't expecting to see the sequel to, actually it's the Spiritual Boxer. They've got shadow boxing, which has got like hopping vampires and things in it, which is kind of like a supernatural side to the martial arts and Asian films, which I haven't really explored, and I'm actually quite excited to get my hands on that when it comes out. Continuing that theme, we're taking a sidestep over to Eureka with the Shaolin Plot. Now, this is a Sammo Hung film, and what really intrigued me with that is that Sammo Hung seems to be some kind of monk with like two flying guillotine-like weapons. Now, obviously, I've talked about flying guillotine movies and stuff in previous videos, so if you're interested in those, go check them out. But I honestly thought I had seen it all. But in this one, it's got Sammo Hung with some kind of double hat spinning thing that looks actually really cool, and I'm really excited to give it a watch. So now we move on to something that is actually very close to my heart, and if you couldn't already see with Godzilla in the background, it is some Godzilla Blu-rays. Now, I have the Toho Godzilla collection, Godzilla 2000, with US and Japanese cut. The Japanese cut I haven't actually seen, and like a double bill of Godzilla, Mothra and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters, All Out Attack, and Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla. Now, you may be asking, how on earth am I going to be able to play these? And I have a good answer to that. I'm not going to be able to, because they are Region A Blu-rays, which is a mighty shame. Now, I did know this going into getting these, but I did get them for a good price, so I'm not too fussed about that. I know that sounds very weird, but I did actually buy a Blu-ray player that I thought I was going to be able to change the region coding on to actually watch it on my computer and things, but unfortunately that didn't pan out, it didn't work, and it wanted me to spend loads more money than I actually could, and I just ended up sending that back. But as a result, I've got these Blu-rays sitting on the Godzilla shelf, which I'm not too fussed about. They're there for the watching when I get round to them. I'm finally going to get a multi-region Blu-ray player at some point in the hopefully the not too distant future. If you've got any recommendations on that front, I would love to know. Please let me know in the comments. By the way, I absolutely love Godzilla films. These three, I love them to bits. Honestly, I'm actually really excited to see the Japanese cut of Godzilla 2000 eventually. Come on, get a multi-region Blu-ray player, please. Now we're moving on to something that I really wasn't looking forward to watching, and that is Chaos Walking. Now, I have heard so many bad things about this movie. I really did not feel motivated to watch this at all, but family member bought it and we watched it, and it was exactly what I expected. It was no groundbreaking achievement whatsoever. I honestly, I think some of these books or film translation, adaptions and things, they really don't strike home, and this is certainly a good example of that. But it's in the collection now, so now we move on to the bulkiest part of this collection video. I'll give you a quick snapshot. There you go, that's all you're going to get. So, In this, I had a bit of a phase, I like to call them phases, where I'm kind of looking to collect a specific type of title. Now, this phase, I can't remember how exactly it came about, but I went onto my collection of kind of dodgy shark movies, and I saw a few titles that were going really, really cheap, and I just went, sod it, because they were like a couple of quid to get like this entire stack, and I was like, why not? Let's do it. I got Sharktopus. Now, if you haven't seen this, it is an experience, and to be honest, I've seen much worse, and I've seen a lot better shark movies, but it's certainly unique, I'll give it that. So this is an interesting one. This is actually a German import of the Shark box. Now, this actually contains 13, I kid you not, 13 shark movies of varying quality, mostly bad. We've got the first 3 Sharknadoes, Mega Shark vs Mecha Shark, a couple of documentaries for some reason, Mega Piranha, which isn't even a shark, Two-Headed Shark Attack, and Moby Dick 2010. Now, odd thing about the Jurassic Shark films that are on here, they're not actually the Jurassic Shark movies. Now, I did not pay much for this, but I really do think, after getting this imported from Germany, that I paid too much. The transfers of the films are not great. Some of them don't even play in English, so I'm a bit disappointed with this title. You never know, I might be putting this up on eBay along with Sharktopus, as that's kind of doubling up now. I feel like I paid too much for it, unfortunately, because I can pick up much better quality copies in the UK, which is a shame, but hey ho, it's one of those unique titles that I've added to my collection. GYO Tokyo Fish Attack. Now, this is animated. Now, what's really interesting about this is I remember seeing a trailer or something for it. It was on a list somewhere of like giant monster movies from Japan, and I didn't know what was in store with this when I initially looked at it and actually purchased it. I think it was like a couple of pence or something off Amazon. Now, the thing with this is, imagine sharks, but with robot legs. Robot-legged sharks. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Like, this just has to be seen to be believed, because I hope this fulfills my expectations as some crazy animated stuff. Zombie Shark, The Swimming Dead. You know, you think you've seen it all, and no you haven't, because, you know what? Zombie sharks. Piranhaconda, I had thought I had seen it all. No. I remember catching a couple of minutes of this on the horror channel a couple of years ago. And you know what? I thought, why not? I've got a pretty crazy giant creature feature collection, so this all fits snug on the shelf. Two-Headed Shark Attack. I mean, the idea of why I got this, it's in the name. The ultimate 5-movie shark collection. So this one features Raiders of the Lost Shark, Three-Headed Shark Attack, Planet of the Sharks, Ice Sharks, and Jurassic Shark. Now, this is obviously going to feature a much better copy of Jurassic Shark than the Shark box that I mentioned earlier in this video. And to be honest, this is actually quite a weighty box set, and it has 5 discs. Each one is dedicated to a wonderful, crazy, crap shark movie. And you know what? I'm actually quite excited to give some of these a watch, because especially when it's like one of those rainy days where I really do not know what to watch, considering I've got such a massive collection. In these like terrible movies, I look to see if any of them stand out as like a little gem, so somebody can actually finally appreciate it. I haven't had much luck on that front with these ones thus far, but you never know. I think in Three-Headed Shark Attack, that's got Danny Trejo in it, so that's exciting, and I look forward to seeing it. Mega Shark vs Colossus. Now, I have got all the other, was it 3? So this is the 4th Mega Shark movie. You got Giant Octopus, Crocosaurus, Mecha Shark, and now it's Colossus. So for me, I kind of feel as if this is kind of like a play on Pacific Rim almost. It's kind of got big, giant, or I'd say a giant like Jaeger Transformer freaky monster thing that fights a shark, and who doesn't want to see that? Honestly, I do. This is almost getting ridiculous now. Sharktopus versus Werewolf. Yes, this is part of the Sharktopus trilogy thus far. And this actually proved to be quite a hard one to pick up because I couldn't actually get this in the UK. I had to, again, import it from Germany. Now, it's funny because I think this actually features Casper Van Dime. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's the guy from Starship Troopers. And to be honest, this just looks ridiculous and I really want to see it. So let's hope it was worth the purchase. Sharkenstein. I have absolutely no idea about this movie. But the clue's in the title. It's a shark made out of bits of sharks and it's probably going to end up eating people. I mean, it's not as bad as Sharkula, but we'll give it a go. Sharktopus vs Terracuda. Now, this is one I've actually doubled up on because I did make a kind of bundle purchase on a couple of these shark movies, which some of them will be available on my eBay page, so check them out if you're interested in low budget shark movies. And I also have a load of other Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff if you want to check those out. Aforementioned Mega Shark vs Giant Octopus. This is the first one of the Mega Shark movies. I actually remember having quite a good time with this growing up, and it's kind of inspired me probably to get more of these crazy shark movies because, you know what, I just love them. I love the audacity that people think, you know what, let's just do that. I don't care about how well received this is going to be. I don't care how well this is going to be made. It's just mad to make crazy movies like this, and I appreciate the filmmakers and people involved in actually having the gumption to make such crappy movies. So Claws. Now this, actually, I thought it was going to be along the lines of these other kind of crazy low budget shark movies, and admittedly I haven't seen it yet, but what really intrigued me about this particular movie, I think in the US it was released as Queen Crab, but Claws is a much better title if you ask me. Now in this, the actual crab or crabs were not animated, they were stop motion, and I find that really cool considering this came out in 2015 and this is probably a low budget movie. For the animators and things to actually have the time and the effort to go into that stop motion animation, I think that is actually quite commendable, and I think for that reason this is probably the highlight of at least the shark section of this, or low budget monster movie section of this particular video. So we're on to the final section of this particular video, and that is to showcase a bundle that I got from CEX, which equated to around £30. So, top billing, we have Red Sun. Now this is something I did not know actually existed, and it's a samurai movie and a western, all bundled into one with the guy from Yojimbo and Charles Bronson. So fingers crossed this will be a winner. The Sender and Arrow video release, so that's another one I'm going to be adding onto that particular shelf, so stay tuned for a collection update on that. The Church from Shameless. Now I am using my fingers to cover up a rather revealing picture on this particular title. I believe it is very much a video nasty of the time, and what is actually quite cool of this is what I didn't realise when purchasing it. It is actually a limited edition 842 of 3000 release. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, literally, look on the front, not the boobs, but got like a demon thing there, which looks cool, and I look forward to giving it a go. Extraterrestrial. Now, this was like £1 for a Blu-ray. That is something you do not see very often, so I am not expecting this to knock my socks off, but it's in a black case. It's got an alien on the front, so who knows, it might be one of those lovely gems that I've been looking for. So in the DVD section of CEX, I stumbled across Captain Scarlet and the Mr. Ons. This is the voice of the Mr. Ons. Yes, now I remember growing up with this particular series, watching on TV and everything, so you know what, it's something I hadn't really seen in a good long while, so I think this was, it might have been £12? £12? Yes, it was £12 I think. So, complete series, definitely worth some nostalgia there. And the final thing for this video, Battlestar Galactica Season 1 to 3, 16 disc box sets. Wow, you would never have guessed how much I paid for this. Go on, guess. I'll leave it a second. It was £3. £3 for 16 discs in this massive box set. What an absolute bargain. Now, I remember there was a particular episode when I watched this when I was younger called Scar, which I really enjoyed. So it's going to be good to kind of catch up on this and watch it all the way from the start, and maybe it will tweak my interest to watch the classic series and maybe the original movie. So that was the May Physical Media Showcase. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to this channel. Till the next time, Collectamaniacs.